Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing? I'm starting straight away. It's going to be another one of those streams today where I have to probably keep muting the mic and yeah, because hay fever has hit me bad again. I'm so annoying. I have like prescription medication and it just doesn't work. So yeah. Welcome everyone. I think everyone can hear me okay. Yes, my microphone seems to be on. Who do we have in the chat? Testy, Robobot, MP, Ollie, Crypto Joe, Swooping Hawk. Who else is in here? Claude, Dan, Mr. Fry is here. Mr. Fry is going to be telling us that we're going to 3K today. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. So it's been a very interesting day so far. We have had potentially, I'm going to start with this. I will, if this does short squeeze from here, I am going to unleash hell on crypto Twitter. I really want to do it. I know it's not like we try and keep the trading serious and stuff, but I have a nice little Twitter post prepped if we do continue to squeeze up from this point. So I really hope the low is in, because there was someone that timed it to within 5 seconds. The absolute low, which would be amazing. So if they timed it to 5 seconds, I just want to, yeah, that would be so cool. And anyway, so yeah, what have we had so far today? Some really interesting trading, so I want to go over a couple of the things. Daily Open's still here on this chart. Sorry guys, I haven't really been paying attention to to these levels, because obviously we just went down pretty quickly from where we opened the day. There's 1 a.m. Okay, so there's our Daily Open. Cool. Yeah, so the last couple of days trading, we had a couple of decent ideas. We had a really nice Gartley play out that hit the 618 from our C to D. So local trade, this was a nice little long trade that was taken last night. Opportunity to get short again, and then we've had a few short opportunities since the day has begun here. And for me, basically, it's been very much short every bounce until, well, actually no, still short every bounce, because I have shorted this up at the highs. So yeah, I'm in a short position from here. I'm in a short position from here. I was in a short position here. I got out of that when we started just to settle down at the lows there. Short position higher. It's that kind of thing where just short every bounce has been working really nicely. And as of yet, I haven't really taken any long positions. However, I would be open to that if we do break above this region we're in right now. So we can see the important thing for myself was, oh, and taking the short from here, yeah, of course. That was the VWAP from earlier. So the important thing for myself was I would not be looking to take any long positions unless VWAP is reclaimed. Now we have kind of done that. If we do see this continue to push up into this area of resistance that we have here, like obviously you had that little liquidity grab. If we do continue to push up against this, I would be looking for long positions. And I do think that we would have a macro low at the moment. So I'm not holding any long positions. There was a little one that was taken during this range that I posted in the chat earlier. So just during here, but that was because I was short from here. And then basically it was closed out of that really quickly because I thought we were going to hit the previous all-time high at that point and capitulate below. But yeah, it's been a very interesting day so far. I'm going to mute and just turn off my mic quickly because I need to sneeze. I'm back. Okay. But yeah, we've got that's about everything so far. I'm watching this with interest, actually. So I think this is going to be there's 2 scenarios that I'm looking for right now. Okay, either we properly start to get a short squeeze going. There's not really there's not shorts to squeeze at this stage. They're starting to build at the moment, but there's not really a lot of shorts to squeeze. It is in fact a lot of long positions down here that I thought at this point basically that we were getting set for something like this, and then we go and capitulate a little bit lower down. So we're either looking at this as being some big capitulation that I do think is likely to happen today, probably before FOMC, or depending on how that opens, probably before. To be honest, I think it would be during the New York session, because I just don't see volatility in legacy markets helping Bitcoin to really go much lower. I think it almost had to do this before all the volume comes in later, because I don't think legacy markets are going to dump today. I could be wrong. I just feel that 75 is priced in. If it's 50, it's going to be seen as bullish. So I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens there. But yeah, watching price action at the moment, I had two scenarios. Either we capitulate, and I wasn't really looking to take this as a trade. What I was looking for is a big kind of wick down and then reclaim type of thing that could have taken us down to 18, 17, 16k, that kind of thing, before we got a bit of a bounce. We haven't had that. Instead, we've had a nice period of absorption at the lows, this little bit of a rounded bottom that was put in. We had tons of long positions opening. Now, this for the first time has been the first instance that we've seen for a long time that these long positions have been rewarded. So as soon as you got that bounce, pretty much all of these long positions closed, and they are continuing to close at the moment. So it's interesting that nobody really believes that the low is in, which could make it more likely that the low is in. Whereas everything that we've previously had has been, oh, this could be the low. Oh, this could be the low. Oh, this could be the low. Whereas on this occasion, nobody thinks it's the low. Apart from one, well, no. Apart from that one tweet that I saw earlier, they certainly did not think it was the low, but it was a nice counter trade. Yeah, timed to within 5 seconds, like I say, that I basically, took a trade off of as a little counter trade. So I'll show that tweet. Maybe people in here could guess. We'll see if it continues to squeeze first, actually, and I won't do anything too trolly yet. But yeah, okay. Maybe later if this does continue to squeeze up a little bit higher. So, Tessie believes the low is in. He's somebody nice. This correction would end medium time frame towards last week of June. Where can I find the times for all the sessions? Google doesn't help. Welp. I can I can tell you the times in a minute. Ollie thinks 10k soon. Mr. Fry bounce 20.6k and send up or straight dump. Yeah. We're kind of here. We're still pushing up at this point. So actually this is starting to look like we could get a real short squeeze going. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's look on here. This is what I mean from earlier on. So this has a really good example of what was happening during this range here. And it's not often that you see the positions that got the move being right in what was happening. We weren't getting shorts opening down at the lows. We were getting tons and tons and tons of long positions opening down there. Now, this was the same on inverse perpetuals. It was the same on USDT perpetuals. It was the same across a lot of exchanges. There was a very coordinated market buying at this level, and that was being held down basically by limit sell orders, because you don't really get that much buying at market without there being some kind of limit selling going on. So what we often see on exchanges is they'll place asks, and this happens at the on the other side of things as well. So if you haven't got shorts to squeeze at that point, you can place asks in here and just allow the market just to keep pushing up into that, not allowing the market to kind of move with this amount of positions that we're opening. We were getting open interest increasing at this point here as well. So when that then gets released, is it creates that pressure that's underneath, not even from short positions, from actual long positions. It creates the pressure from underneath and then allows the market to take care of the rest of it itself. So what we're still seeing here is more short positions opening, long positions closing, negative delta going on here. So if we do just throw up the delta bars, okay, so we've not got well, this you kind of do still have positive delta because obviously we've been moving up, but it's a little bit more than what you would normally see. So this is being chased at the moment. This is being chased up by limit orders, and this is the first time we've really seen that for quite a while, is that the books are starting to follow price up. So we'll have a look at that again in just a minute, but it is interesting and it does show that this could be something kind of significant, especially going into such an important day, and especially with everyone's eyes on previous all-time high. Now, Bitcoin has never in its entire history in the market cycle tested the previous all-time high. It might keep that going if it can get a proper short squeeze here and can put in a low. But I just don't really think that's the most likely scenario. So still what I'm trading at the moment is, there's your liquidity, okay. We've run it up. You've had a decent move off of that. That's 8%, I think. 8%, right? Maybe even more. Yeah, you've had an 8% move off of the lows. Decent long position. Get back into a short, and then that gives you the liquidity that's needed to send this down a little bit further to see where we can end up the day. If we do go below this low at this stage, I'm not really interested in knife catching. So we'll see where it ends up, but yeah, I do think that there's quite a strong probability that we do find some kind of midterm reversal today, even if that's bearish on the stock market and everything like that. I think it's quite possible either we capitulate today or we just psych everyone out and squeeze higher and put in a bit of a range. So yeah, we'll see. Callis says we hit it on BitMEX. So okay, but so this was hit on BitMEX, previous all-time high. So if we just put a ray across here. Ooh. Did we? Not on that one. Inverse perpetual? Ah, see, that one's above 20k. Yeah, so you had a lot of BitMEX buying going on there. And that's interesting, that wick. Maybe that's telling us where things are likely to go. So that's kind of, yeah, that's quite interesting. So similar again to what we've seen the last couple of days, where you have this just little period of absorption at the lows, and then you just have this quick pop up in price action that takes liquidity and then goes back down. So we'll see. Maybe it comes up into here, and then we go for another leg down later on today. But that is interesting that has hit. But obviously spot exchanges haven't. Most perps haven't, because most all-time highs or previous all-time high was below 20k. So what else is going on? We're getting a lot of new long positions opening. Shorts closing. So yeah, we're back to that where inverse and USDT aren't quite giving us the same thing. Let me just sign in. And you can see what I mean. Like, this is how it's being chased up. So you just consistently get this, the bids just chasing price higher for now, until we reach a point where there's going to be another distribution, and then we're going to run it back down again. So in order for there to be the momentum even to the downside, is you've got to have bounces along the way. I mean, I'm not sure if it took it to 23k instantly. I was just looking at that as well. So yeah, we did have these buys. Yeah, the 1.4 million. It's not a lot there. And then at this point, that's got a drop in open interest. So lots of then short positions being stopped. Whoever bought, I'm not going to read too much into this, the BitMEX move, because this looks to me as if it's just the same person, right? You have someone here starts accumulating. So at this point they start accumulating, and then as soon as that pressure is released, which is happening across all the exchanges, they've then just sold that up at the highs. So it's just a little bit of a quick, like, this is just a scalp trade for what, however much you say, 30 million. Yeah, $30 million scalp trade, which is interesting. We're still pushing higher, so there is potential for this to continue squeezing. And at this stage, you've already hit liquidity. So you've hit liquidity already. So if this does continue, I mean, it is really on. There is a squeeze that could be on here. Because if you've hit liquidity and only you've maintained market structure afterwards, got previous day value area low coming up, it all starts to become very, very interesting. I do want to take a look at legacy markets as well. So let's just throw on the S&P, because I think that has a pretty good probability that we've hit a low on the S&P 500. And again, this is a very, very simple trade. So what happened on SPX a couple of weeks ago, right? We have a monthly order block. So this is our monthly order block here, between 3812 and 3705. There it is. Okay, this is from back last year. Nice monthly order block. What we saw as price came in, this was 20th of May. So last month, almost a month ago. So on the 20th of May, what did price do? It came in, hit the top of the order block. Hit the top of this bullish order block. It is support. So you hit that and had a 10% move off of it. 10% rally from that level all the way up to the next high time frame level. Why does this never work on? You get the idea, right? It's there somewhere. All the way up to then hit this weekly level perfectly. Okay, again, perfectly. So perfect touch, rolls back over. And then what happens yesterday? Exactly to the low of the order block there. So from the top, 10% bounce. Then you hit a weekly, another high time frame level. You come down, and then you hit the other monthly level, the low of the order block. And what we're seeing so far is another significant bounce. So this is why I'm saying, even if Bitcoin does capitulate, I think that could be lagging behind traditional markets. And I do think that there is a pretty good chance that this could be a very, very significant level on the S&P 500, because again, especially if this does get a move up later on and there's not any major shock with the markets, I think with the amount that everything's been dumping over the last week, I think no matter what FOMC say later, I don't think they can really do too much more damage. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they can do more damage. They're pretty incompetent, but that could be a very, very significant low that we're seeing there. And there is potential, real potential to kind of run things back up into these, like, even to like 4K or something around there. So we'll watch this. It is very interesting. It has been, actually, S&P 500 has been a lot easier to trade. The S&P much easier to trade than Bitcoin has been recently, although Bitcoin's been really nice, but this has just been a nice little swing trade levels. So yeah, it's kind of, it looks good for a potential rally anyway, so we shall see. Mr. Fry, ES is at the top of my daily range, which doesn't mean upside for BTC if ES reverses here. We have a slight bearish divergence on CVD right now as longs coming in. We do, but we've been getting that the whole time, and this is the first time that you've had a change of even local market structure on the CVD, so it has been leading. So we'll see if it continues to lead. Whatever. Ori, hi Luke, what time FOMC? I think 2 p.m. Eastern, so 7 p.m. UK. Is that right? 5 hours ahead. So 4.5 hours from now, I think. If we do get some good volatility, I might jump back onto a stream again later on. And it was whilst I am about to sneeze again. Everyone hit the likes. Smash up that like button, please. It would very much help everything. If we can smash up the likes, then we might pump Bitcoin a little bit. But yeah, I just need to... Ugh. I'm back. It's so hot as well. French Bull is here. Yes, BTC doesn't have to always be correlated to the S&P. No, it doesn't. Which is why I think even if the SPX bounces, that doesn't necessarily mean we are out of the woods on Bitcoin yet. We're up to 45 likes. Mountain Climber, been watching you a year. Don't know how you don't have 100k subs. I know. How do people get like lots of subscribers? I just don't understand how people do it. Unless I just start shilling like all the time and doing stupid Bitcoin bull posts, which isn't like me. I just don't understand how people can get that many subscribers. It's really difficult. Everyone just needs to tell their friends about the channel and help it to grow. Do the best that they can to support the Taurus crew and channel and whatever. Yeah. 2 minutes to go until New York Open. So we are going to gap up. We are going to gap up on S&P. Let's move some of these. Every single day so far this week, we have closed the day at fresh lows. Oh, okay, yesterday bounced a little bit, but basically closing the day on fresh lows on each day. We are going to open somewhere around here in 3 minutes time. We may not get volatility on the open because of course we do have 4.5 hours to wait. That clearly didn't work. So yeah, we do of course have 2.5 hours to 4.5 hours to wait until FOMC, I believe. Where is... Let's just go back onto Bitcoin for a moment. This could be a good opportunity to go short, yeah. So if we are going to gap up on SPX, let me I am already short from these highs, but let me just check this because there could be something here. So we are about to open. Bear with me, everybody. I do have trades that I am looking at, so I'm just going to make sure that I am able to be in a position to take anything if I do want to take it. And there we go. So there we go. There we go. So there we go. US market is open. Okay. New York session. Ding, 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 ding. There's the bell. I need to do a bell sound. And we are open. So we're getting a little bit of a push up once again. See if we can take out these highs. Especially if we can take out these highs. If SPX comes up into here, that could be good. Bitcoin's had a little spike there as well. But this is the moment, if we're going to get anything during New York session. A little bit of divergence up at the highs there. CVD not telling us much. Okay. And nothing. What's chat saying again? Bitcoin has a monthly level at 0. Got my limits there. Yes. 3AC got liquidated today. I very much doubt that. J-Mob, I think this pump had very small to do with buying volume, but rebound of fresh buyback liquidations. That's quite an interesting theory. So yeah, that could actually be what we're seeing now. Is just imagine if you've been liquidated on this move down, and you're like, oh my god, I've just lost all my money, and then you put in again, you reload back down at the lows, thinking, oh man, I could have just, if I had just held this position, if it had just survived a little bit longer, if I just added more margin, then I would have been okay. And then it bounces, and then suddenly everyone starts piling back in again onto long positions. It's, yeah, potentially. It's going to be another one of those situations where price doesn't move whilst we're live. We're just going to sit here watching the open without anything to talk about. Where I have my ETH BTC. I pay attention to Ethereum here also. If we are to get a bit of a bounce, I would pay attention to Ethereum because the BTC pair is at nice support. Itchy nose. It doesn't mean we can't go below $1,000 though. We also have this CME gap. Remember that. So we do have this CME gap at 18,020, which was when we broke the previous all-time high. CME has tested its previous all-time high. So that's kind of interesting. So CME and BitMEX have both like 2018. Well, CME, the people that bought about or launched during the last bear market, and BitMEX, the ones that were running the show back there. So interesting. Tiago, I'm a sound designer. Want me to make a decent bell sound? I also used to work in sound, but I can just download one off the internet. It's fine. I'll just do that. Yeah, the comment from Yaya as well. Like, obviously, if we go to 10K, that's going to be a level. It's like the most obvious thing you can say. So it can go anywhere. Bitcoin could go to 10K, it could go to 12K, it could go to 14K, it could go to 16K, it could go to all the odd numbers that I've missed out in between. It could go to $11,174. It can do anything. So yeah, of course 10K is a possibility. The same as 23K. Because I'm the only person in the world that ever saw that. Still held below. So potential SFP still in the works on this, but nothing too much. You did have a half-hour close below it. If we do a little bit of analysis on the move down, where did this come to? Crab? Crab down to the weekly level. Crab. Let's crab down to the weekly level. Can we get anything else off of this? I'll put that back to a Gartley. Could we find more confluence on the weekly? Yes, we can. You got technical confluence down here, but I don't think that's going to really do anything. Shame those red boxes never got hit. Okay. Just doing some random TA, guys, whilst we wait. The other thing as well to be aware of is we do have like quite significant bullish divergence that's built down here, but already you've turned that into hidden bearish, so you've still got bullish on the 1 hour, 30-minute time frame. You have bullish divergence that's turned into hidden bearish. 4 hour time frame, you've got bullish divergence. If we can throw on a little MACD with this, sometimes it's quite nice. So we do have obviously the divergence here that's potentially playing out. The buy signal for Bitcoin, if this does crossover, turns green, you get a little bit of relief, it takes us back into the midpoint. Who knows? It could happen. That could give us a rally back up to 2021 low. I don't know. Maybe. Obviously, again, that's not the daily open. But yeah, noob TA. But it might work. Monthly MPOC down there on that weekly as well. Okay. If hash brown indicator turns blue, I'll buy all the Bitcoins. Yeah. I'm going to have to stop streaming in a minute because we don't have any price action, and that always happens. I pick the most boring New York Opens to actually trade, don't I? Grr. So I guess SPX is still just hanging about. Do you guys want some more hopium for like the macro? What do we want? What do people want to talk about? Should I do hopium or should I do doom and gloom? Do we want doom or hope? I don't even know what to talk about when people say that. So let's start with doom. Economies wrecked. Markets wrecked. DXY making new highs. Had been making new highs. Has just backtested the daily level. Has bounced quite significantly. Looks to have flipped that into support, potentially. That's some doom. But again, DXY bounced off of the daily level. Come up here, taking liquidity. You have a gap. Not quite sure why that's there, but you have a gap. So taking liquidity here. It's bouncing. DXY looks strong. You have a heavy downtrend across crypto markets. You have a heavy downtrend across equities. You have a heavy downtrend across lots of stuff. SPX is taking the highs. Okay. So we have just taken those. There it is. On the hopium side of things, so zoom out. On the hopium side of things, there does seem to be a lack of momentum here from the DXY after breaking through its all-time, or not all-time high, but after breaking through significant highs. So we could, if we do see this get caught below this again, and we see a change in market structure, very, very good. SPX is at support. We know that. It's at the monthly level. It had a 10% bounce the last time it hit this. It could do something similar on this occasion. Bitcoin's coming back to test its previous all-time high. There's not a bad... That's not really very bad. Yeah, I don't know. I can't talk about the macro. The other stuff that we do have, oil prices have started to show that they're on the verge of something not very nice. So maybe we are going to get a pullback on the oil prices, and also natural gas as well. So if we do look at natural gas, then we have seen quite a significant dump on that yesterday. So energy stuff is pulling back a little bit, which could be good for the risk assets because these obviously aren't risk assets. You've seen gold. I don't know why that range. Oh, that's that really nice range that we were in actually. You've seen gold do some interesting stuff, deviation down, put in some divergence here, and now we're possibly reclaiming the range. So I'm just so 50-50. I'm so 50-50. I feel as if we're going to get a bit of a move up on the FOMC stuff, because it's been a while since we've had that. Tilted Juanito, if we get into yesterday value area, can we get an 80% setup? I mean, potentially. We're not really in range bound conditions though, are we? So that's what you really want to see, is you want to trade this when the overall environment is fairly range bound. However, it's there, like previous day point of control would be quite a nice, we'll forget the markers, that's not a very nice POC. Don't know why the point of control is showing us there. But if we were to get a move up, at least that would take out today's high. So you're looking back into daily open and higher to come into previous day POC. So 22,400. Yeah, it could work. It could work. Again, if we continue to move up after hitting the liquidity there, we can see that we're getting... We are still pushing, and market structure hasn't changed here, so we are still pushing higher. That was the opportunity to take the short. It maintained market structure, and we're still going. So, yeah, daily open's going to be significant. Weekly POC there, previous day EQ there, so that's a nice level of confluence that we've got coming up. We will likely build some CVD weakness if we do go... Oh, no, we won't. That should be enough to push beyond there. Yeah. How's coin? How's coin doing? Destroyed. Martin, I purposefully keep my marker settings and my chart settings a little bit different anyway, just so I know if there's like disparity between the levels, but it just doesn't look right. That would have been on 20 tick, but it doesn't look very good. Uganda says they've discovered an estimated 31 million tons of gold ore. Do you think that would make gold drop? I don't know. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I don't know anything about gold really, apart from that it's gold. Need some ZZ trolling. ZZ. If I put 20k into BTC and went short, no leverage on inverse, I will always have 20k of BTC if BTC goes down. And exit for more BTC goes up, and I exit swap back to USDT. Yeah. That's why shorting on the inverse perpetual is really straightforward. Nice and easy. But you don't really want to lose BTC value, so... US will go to war with Uganda. Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, of course. If a ton of gold ore's been found, I don't know about the news, but if 31 million or whatever gold ore's been found, then obviously that would increase the supply, so it would lead to lower prices. How come alts are looking more bullish against BTC? I mean, Ethereum's down 3% on the day. DOT's still doing okay, but DOT hit into resistance. Litecoin's down pretty terribly. You've got Bitcoin down 2.5%. You've got altcoins. You got some decent alts making some moves. KDA, this is one that we've been looking at. One that has some potential strength to go into the next stage of the market cycle. So KDA, interesting. Tron had that ridiculous funding on short positions and now seems to be possibly getting a squeeze. Solana's been shorted to hell. XLM's been reclaiming very nicely against the Bitcoin pair also. So you do have a lot of stuff on the altcoins that's looking a little bit interesting, that if we were to get bounces on Bitcoin, some of these alts could look pretty good. Waves is going to 0, so forget that. Ape. Oh man, that short position on Ape. So nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm going to be very, very cautious on altcoins for a while. I know I might miss some opportunities on them, but I'm going to be cautious on altcoins. We're still pushing, so it looks like we're going to come up into the daily open. Awesome. Justin Sum dumped tons of money into TRX. Crazy scam work. Nice. Okay. Let's see if we can come up to daily open, see what happens there. Is there anything else that... You've not really got anything significant within that region. I mean, what we were looking at earlier on was... That was where the confluence was for a short. The fact that we've broken through that is pretty good. So I would look for potentially more short positions if we do come up into daily open, but there is a squeeze on now. This is the first time really that short positions won't be feeling comfy. It's the first time you've come above a 6.8 retrace. So again here, where did you come up into? 6.73. Here you're looking much higher than that. Here 618. Here nowhere near. You've changed market structure. But you did that here as well. Into previous day value area low. Open interest very flat. Short positions closing. Long positions closing. Short positions opening. So we could be more squeezy time. This has changed very, very quickly. From where you were getting longs that were just getting trapped all the time to now it seems there's a lot of shorts opening into this. On the inverse, they're getting stopped. On USDT, they're not. FTX are containing things. It does seem like they've been chasing the bid. And you have had a switch around an open interest here as well. Yeah, it could be a potential rejection from previous day value area low. Yes. Watch 21.8. That's just where we've hit. So yeah. Would you consider this a sign of strength? I still think we've got a pretty high possibility of going lower. I wouldn't want to be like opening new long positions now, but in a way, yes, because we have seen the from all of these like drops down that we've had, this is the first time you've had CVD, bearish CVD divergence, and it has been leading. So we are continuing just to push higher. Now we have had that happen before, so you've got to be aware like that it really doesn't change that much. But given where we are, given the divergences that have built, given the amount of times that we've pushed into these lows, it's not there yet, but and also given like the reaction from a lot of the altcoins and the fact that this is all priced in, likely yeah yeah, it could be a sign of strength. I just don't see there being a trade here. I would still favor the short positions, but at the moment that's just a bit tricky because we're just grinding up. So you got to wait for good opportunities to get in, unless of course you're just going like scalp a short off of each high and just trade that as a scalp, which has worked quite well before. So if you're going to go here, 1.5% move, if you're going to then take a short here, you're already hitting those scalp, what you want from a scalp trade, as those like little 0.5% moves. So absolutely no reason why you can't keep shorting, take profit very quickly, but every time you take out a high, just continue to short against it, because the overall structure is down. All we've got is a local 1 minute, 5 minute change of MS, 15 minute potentially, but higher time frames it's still looking very much bearish. RSI lowest in over 7 years on BTC for the weekly. Wow. Yeah. Bullish divergence on the MACD for those of you that like it. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap things up. I've given enough of my thoughts. Still looking for, like, you still got to be looking for downside, and there's still a very real possibility this could become an extremely nasty capitulation today. But what we're seeing right now is a little bit of strength from the market. There are levels that could be traded. If we do come back down and we're coming into yesterday's low at this stage, that could be a level to look for. We might have something else, another harmonic playing out even at this stage. We could be looking not so much, but there's things there, there's stuff there that is tradable. I'm not going to be taking too many trades this afternoon unless like we get some nice volatility and things. But yeah, I think overall that's given you my thoughts. I know it's very much neutral, but that's the thing, it kind of always is. You just trade the levels that you get to when you get to them, and you just follow the way that the market's going. So at the moment you've got to be following 1 minute, 5 minute uptrend. You got to be following 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, everything else downtrend. So be aware, long positions have been okay. There's been opportunities to get into longs on this move, but that's not going to last forever. The larger trend is still down, and we're going to have to go a long way up to change anything like that. Like at least reclaim daily open, ideally get back above these highs, so then we've got some naked points of control and we've got stuff above that we can look to. We've got lots of stuff above us that we can look to take trades off of. Points of control on the way up. You've not got any single prints. It's been a very, very controlled move the whole way down, which is why you've got no single prints. You've got no buying tails. So you've got poor lows, but therefore you've got no inefficiencies anywhere. So it's interesting. It's interesting and it's quite tradable, but as long as you are sensible with your money. Jay, there's definitely more than 16 likes. I'm seeing 78. If we can get this up to 100 likes, that would be wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, as Roynek has said, I am going to also go outside and make the most of the weather. Probably take the dogs out again. That normally leads to a nice dump. I am short, so it would be nice if it dumps a little bit further. Other than that, yeah, everyone have a great day. Thank you for watching. If you are new, of course, to the channel, before I do quickly go and sign off, if you are new to the channel, please do go and check out tauruscrypto.com. Okay, this is our website, so you can check out tauruscrypto.com. There it is. Here it is flashing up on the screen. No, it's not. There it is flashing up on the screen. tauruscrypto.com. Do go check it out. You've got all of our videos on there. You can join our free Discord community. So we do have a free Discord community in there. You can also learn about the Taurus crew. So normally what we do today is we do a trading room, a New York trading room, where we're actively looking for trades during it. With conditions like this, it's not. We thought a YouTube stream would be a bit more fun. We're going to do a bonus trading room, I think, on Friday for that. So we do trading rooms every day, live trading. We've got thousands of hours of educational content. You can learn the way that I myself trade, the other coaches within the community trade, the rest of the community trades. We've got playbook strategies, a ton of nice stuff on there. You can have a look at all of your all of the nice reviews, testimonials that we've had from members down here. Also, yeah, follow on Twitter, Taurus Crypto on Twitter. And if we have hit 100 likes. So what I'll do now is, before I post it onto Twitter, people are going to hate me. But I just found a very nice short signal, and it would just be so poetic. It would be so poetic if this right here, this post right here, ends up being being the low of the entire crypto market. Oh no, I've still got the thing on. It would be very poetic if this post right here ends up being the low of the entire crypto market. I would love that. And it would be quite entertaining for myself. But on that note, thank you everybody for watching. I will catch you again very soon. And yeah, have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the weather, all of those kind of things, and don't get too wrecked in the meantime. Cheers guys, bye.